Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about substitution with tricky limits. Specifically, I'm just going to be looking at these two limits here. So let's just get right into this. So for the first one, so we have the limit as x approaches infinity of x times sine of 1 over x. Now, to get this party started, what I want to do is I want to look at the graph. So let's take a little field trip here. So here we are at Desmos.com, which is totally free graphing software. I super love it. I love using it in my videos, and I have just plotted out x times sine of 1 over x. And so this is just to help us get an intuitive idea of what this limit should actually equal. So remember, what we're looking for on this particular graph is just what happens as x goes to infinity. So as I look at this, I see here's my line at infinity, and it looks like this is probably getting closer and closer to 1, right? So that gives us an idea of what this should probably equal. But it's not good enough just to look at the graph, so now let's figure out how to do the math. So to solve this particular limit, we're actually going to have to use kind of a clever trick here. So think about what happens just as x approaches infinity for each place where you see x. As x approaches infinity for just x, then this would equal infinity. But what happens with this piece? So let me just zero in on this for a second. So if I think about what happens to the limit as x approaches infinity of sine of 1 over x, well, I know what happens to 1 over x, right? So this whole thing will get to be closer and closer to 0. So it's really more like then that I'm just evaluating sine of 0, right? So sine of 0 is just equal to 0, so this whole thing would equal 0. So that's kind of like the general idea behind this. You know that 1 over x as x approaches infinity is going to 0, therefore this is going to be really going to sine of 0, which will equal 0 on the unit circle. Okay, so at the moment, maybe that doesn't totally help me because now it's like I've got infinity times 0. And you might think, oh, infinity times 0 will just be 0. But no, that does not work like that. So infinity is just such a strange idea. It just kind of drowns everything out. And so we actually have, so this idea of having infinity times 0 gives us this indeterminate form. So what I want to do here is I want to get clever. And I want to think about how could I express this in an equivalent way, maybe without having infinity right here, because that's really what's kind of throwing everything off, right? Okay, well, thinking about what I just figured out over here, this actually, like we said, this part here, so this part here, this went to 0. So it would be really convenient, actually, if I could kind of rewrite this in terms of what I just found over here. So I'm going to make a bit of a manipulation. So I'm going to rewrite this as the limit as x approaches 0 of, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this quite yet, so I'm just going to put a question mark here. But I want to just kind of rewrite this now, assuming that this is going to be 0. Well, if now instead of writing this as 1 over x, how would I write this so that it would kind of work out to what we had over here? Well, we said that this whole thing ends up going to 0, so now instead of writing this as 1 over x, I'm just going to write this as sine of x. Okay. So now we have to think about how do I rewrite this x part here, because I need something to kind of plug this in. And I'm doing this so that, again, I can maybe wrap my head around this in an equivalent but different way. Okay, well, we said that x goes to infinity. So one equivalent way that I could ensure that this x is still going to infinity is I could actually turn this into a one-sided limit. Doesn't matter which side you want to take. I'm just going to take the right side arbitrarily and rewrite this as 1 over x. Okay, do you believe this? So before we move on, just do you believe that these two things are equivalent to one another? As x goes to infinity, this part here, just this pink part, will definitely go to infinity. If x is going to 0 on the right, will this go to infinity? Yes, it will, because if you think about the graph of 1 over x looks like this. Here's on the right, here's on the left. So I had to choose putting this limit on either the right or left side, but either way this would work out. Okay, so now that I've actually written an equivalent expression for both parts of this limit, dude, check this out. So I can rewrite this as the limit as x approaches 0 on the right of sine of x over x, and this is a theorem, actually. This is a very famous limit that I've talked about in a lot of other videos. This whole thing will actually just equal 1. So that would be the value of this entire limit. So looking at it this way, we couldn't really figure out what it would equal, but once I made an equivalent limit, I figured out that it equals 1. Now let's take a look at the limit as x approaches 0 on the left of e to the 1 over x. So once again, before I show you actually like all the math that kind of goes into it, let's just get an intuitive sense by going and taking a look at the graph. Here we are at Desmos.com again, and now I've graphed out e to the 1 over x, and so it's kind of an unusual looking graph here. But remember, we're trying to look at what happens as we approach 0 on the left. So 0 on the left, that would be over on this side, right? And so I can see what it appears to be approaching. If I kind of zoom in here, it looks like we're probably going to 0, right? So let's see now if we can actually back that up with some math. Okay, so for this particular limit, the problem here is that if I plug 0 into this, I get 1 over 0, and so that's an issue. So we want to kind of do the same kind of manipulation and substitution to see if there's an equivalent way we can think about this problem so that we can figure out what this will actually equal. Because 1 over 0 is just, it's not illuminating. It doesn't mean that it does not exist. It just means that, you know, we have to keep thinking about it. So thinking about 1 over x for a moment, once again, going back to that same function, here's 1 over x. And if I approach 0 on the left, what is the value of just the limit of 1 over x as I approach 0 on the left? This would equal negative infinity, right? So what that actually allows me to do is taking this knowledge that this limit equals negative infinity, I can now write an equivalent limit to this. So this is going to be equal to the limit as x approaches. Okay, so let's just think about this for a moment. I don't really want to write this out as e to the 1 over x. I would rather write this out as e to the x, but I can do that as long as I am honoring kind of the value of what happens to 1 over x as x approaches whatever. So one more time, as x approaches 0 on the left here, this goes to negative infinity. Therefore, if I'm going to write this as x and I want this to go to the same value that I found over here, x needs to go to negative infinity. And actually, this is something that I can work with now, right? So I could write another equivalent limit here. I'm very close to finishing this, by the way. Instead of having this go to negative infinity, I could say that this could be the limit as x approaches positive infinity of e to the negative x. Why do I care about that? Well, this will still go to the same value, but now I can rewrite this in a way that I can wrap my head around and really easily figure out what the value of this is. So as x goes to infinity for this fraction, the denominator of the fraction is going to grow like crazy, so the whole value of the fraction is going to equal 0. And so that would be the limit in this case. So those are the only two limits that I wanted to cover. Sometimes you got to get a little bit creative when you're working with these things. A lot of it just comes from practice. So if you didn't think about those things right away, that's definitely something you just get from lots of training and lots of practice. So try not to get frustrated. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time.